Hey, everybody, and welcome into Santa Ana College. And this may be your first class you've taken. This is the Auto 102, which is the automotive, um, kind of basics, you might say. And what I wanted to do is to, kind of welcome you first. And my name is, Marty Rudd, and you can call me Professor Rudd or whatever. But I wanted to go over a little bit about your class. And one of the things you're going to be doing in this class is online work. And this is really important that you stay up to date on this. This is an 8-week course versus a 16. So it's a little more condensed. I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible, but I want to make sure we, touch all the subjects as we go along. So let me turn on my sound a little bit better. There you go. But I would like to go through our Canvas shell and give you kind of an introduction. Now, we do have stuff going on this week, so make sure you stay on track. It's not like get a week off or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up our Canvas if I can find it. It looks like it got hidden for some reason, and it shouldn't have, but it is. So let me see if I can find it real quick. I think I know what happened. Anytime I turn on a Zoom, this happens. So let's go ahead and go to the Santa Ana College website first. This is how we're going to go into Canvas. So I'm going to take you to the Canvas website first. This is going to make it a little bit easier for you to understand, I'm hoping. But if you start off with the Santa Ana College website, we're right here, and this is where you log in for your web advisor and signing up for classes. So we're going to go ahead into Canvas, which is right here. And if I go into Canvas, you're going to be asked to log in. Now your login is going to be the same as your web advisor. This makes it a little bit easier. That way you don't have to remember all kinds of passwords as you go along. So if I go in, and I already put my stuff in there earlier and saved it, you may want to do that too. But I would always remember my web advisor, because you'll need to know that at school or wherever. So make sure you remember that. So I've got a lot of courses going on because that's just me, because I've got all this going on. So this is going to be our actual site where we will be communicating and all. And I kind of wanted to go over a little bit about that. So let's go ahead to student view. So you'll see more what you have. I've got a lot more bells and whistles because I'm an instructor. But at home, you have this little introduction to the class, and don't forget to use all the resources while you're here at Santa Ana College too. But on the side here, I got my home, I've got my dashboard, I've got my calendar, and I wanted to point out this inbox. Now this is the best way to get a hold of me, because this gives me an idea of what class you're with. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes going on right now. And if you say, hey, Mr. Rudd, I need to talk to you about our class, I'm not going to really know which class yet. As I get to know you, I will know more and who you are. But right now, it's really important. And plus, I'd encourage you to do the same thing through the inbox for your other instructors too, so they know, and because it gets tagged with the class on it too. So it's really important you do that. And I would make sure I look at all the announcements. There's things coming up, there's jobs coming up. I like to post jobs for students as they come along, and anything that's coming on campus. And I do a little introduction on the automotive here. It gives you a little bit about the class, how to get in contact with me. Also, I have introduction to automotive, which gives you a little bit about the introduction to Canvas. But I wanted to make something a little more to us on this. So This is one of the classes I did. You can always go back to this. I will be posting this also as I go along. So you kind of get the idea, and then there's free tutoring, online tutoring going on too. If you go to the syllabus, which is our next little button down, we have our kind of give you a little overview of what's going on in the class. But we will be adding more as we go along. I don't want to overtax you, so I tend not to open up a lot of content all at once. So this is kind of going over a little bit about me. If you need to get in contact me, you can click on this. It'll go right over to the instructor page and like that too. Now you can go on down to the modules, or you can hit right back up, and you can go module 1, 2, 3 if it makes it a little bit easier for you. The next, of course, your grades. I want you to keep up on your grades. I don't want anybody panicking last minute. Oh no, I'm not doing as well as I wanted to, or you might be saying, oh, I'm good to go on that part. So please remember to look at your grades as the semester goes along. And then the next one is down is discussion. I really like for you to use the student lounge. The student lounge has a lot of good, it's a good space for you all to talk to each other. And it gives you some of the resources available. Like if you hit on the resource tab, it's the resources at college. And you can just talk back and forth. I monitor this. It's not, it is not required, but we will be having discussions as we go along in the class, and we'll get into that in just a minute here. So let's go ahead and let's jump ahead. I'm going to get out of that and get back over to our home page. Now, announcements, like I said before, is the next one down. So, here is the main page, got a little course information, resources, and then I go into my modules. So let's open up module 1 to show you what we got in store for you today, or for this week, I should say. Right now, it's not quite opened up yet, but because the class doesn't really start until Tuesday, which is, they'll probably open it up on Sunday, so you can actually see what's going on. But I wanted to give you an idea of what's going on. So we have a little bit of an introduction here, saying, kind of was welcome to the page. I think what I'm going to do, I apologize for this, but I'm going to get out of this one real quick. All right, and I'm going to go to one that's actually open right now. So if I go to my one of my classes is actually running right now, right here. This one just opened up on a Saturday. So if I go to this one, it's a little bit different class, but you kind of get the idea of it. Well, yeah, I have a little welcome to it, and I have a little before we get started type stuff, and kind of give you. I want to get you on the right path. I want you to be successful at college and also successful in your career. I give you some good information on the field of choice you have, and also some plan. I really want you to set up a plan. This is what I want to do, and I want to be working by this time type thing. So I give you some tools. One of them is our CE, which is Career Education Counselors, and they can help you set up an ed plan. And that means what classes I need to take, what semesters, and get you through with your certificate or your actual degree, whichever you choose. So feel free to, and also use me as a tool too as you go along also. So I go beyond that, and then we go into talking, kind of a little discussion between all of us. Talk about, hey, do you have any hobbies? Are you actually already in the field? And, stuff like this. So I have discussion groups going on, and they all have due dates. And I want you to get comfortable with it, but I want feedback between the students and myself. So I want to see, you guys will be working together. So it's important that you get to know each other right at the get-go. And we will be working in lab together. So it's important that we get comfortable with each other. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. So this is the way the modules are laid out. One of the first things I want you to really focus on is safety. One of the trainings I'm going to get into just a little bit is where you have to get this training done by this week. It's safety training, and we want to make sure you're safe coming into our environment. And because of COVID, we have extra things piled on top of it, you might say. So I have a little video here and talking about safety, and then we go into how to wear a mask. I mean, I'm really shocked at how many people still want to lower than their nose. And I understand it's not fun wearing a mask, but because of COVID, we got to keep this up for now. I actually have asthma, so it does affect you a little bit. But I try to make it as easy as possible for myself, and I wear it properly. And after you go through the training, there'll be a quick little quiz to make sure you remember all about this. And then I go into the core of what's going on, another discussion group. And they all have due dates. And then we get into SB2 training. This is that training I was talking about just a little bit earlier. This is a safety training, and this is going to show you a little video on SB2 and how to sign up an account. All of you have an account. Well, I should say we at Santa Ana College pay for the SB2 training for you, and I prefer that you go this route versus going to the SB2 website, and then they'll ask you for credit cards or some kind of form of payment. So make sure you go through this way versus through any other form. All right, so next up, actually you set up an account. If you hit here, it's going to ask you if you have an account. If you do, then it's going to ask you to log in. If you don't, it's going to click you to another page where you set up an account. And I know it says Diesel, but that's because we're using this course to it'll actually say Auto 102. But here, you're actually going to sign up in an account. It's simple stuff. It's not a lot of stuff that you have to give to them. It's just your name. A mobile number is optional. Don't worry about that. And then you pick your own username. Now the email, they have all kinds of different emails, so don't think you have to have a Gmail account. If you do, that's great. And then you hit the sign up, and it's going to lead you right into your training, and it'll ask you if you want to sign up for your training. Now, after you get it done, it's going to ask you to sign up. I have my own account. There we go. And it's going to ask me for my password. And I have a lot more bells and whistles than you, but this is the home page. The first two I need you to really get into right now. I'm hopefully you're watching this on Sunday or Monday. Not getting into the late part of it, but it's easy. The sooner you get it done, the better for all of us. But this is make sure that you're going to be safe while doing it. Now, there's the automotive service safety and also the automotive service pollution prevention. The other ones I'll be incorporating into the class, and we'll get as many of them as done as possible. But you may only see a couple. You may see a lot more. It just depends on what I have assigned to you so far. So we'll start off with this service safety. You click on it. Excuse me. And it's going through an introduction. You're going to go through different parts of it, and it's going to give you, some information, some videos, and then you're going to be taking little quizzes. You can take the quizzes up to 5 times. If you go over that, you don't do well, you have to have an 80% or better, then you'll have to contact me so I can reset it for you. So keep that in mind. But this is pretty much how the online training. The first part, and I actually put it in the information for you, is going to be probably take you anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. So put some time aside, and then go ahead and do the training. It is great because you can actually do um, you can actually go away and come back if you use the same computer. A little dry there. Anyways, next up, let's get out of this, and it will go into the actual training. And I put a little video on the training for you too. And I try to use rubrics. I'm sorry. Every time I do one of these assignments, to make sure that you know how you're going to be graded on this too. So here's the first one. This is going to be the the second one. This is going to be the pollution prevention, and then again coming down to and then we have a little exercise for us when we get into lab Tuesday, and we're going to do a little map of the shop and I'll explain more of this as we go along. It's going to be kind of fun for you to do. And there's some other worksheets I'll explain to you when we meet. Keep going. And then more worksheets. Trying to have fun. And then pretty much it goes into if we look at this class, it went right into where we're actually looking at the end of the module 1. Now, if I look at a different class now, I got to get out for a second because if I'm in student mode, I was in student mode, I'm sorry. I'm going to get out of student mode. And that kind of gives you the idea how that one class did. Now, if we go into our class, which is down here, mine, you're probably up on top, but you can see in the first week that we have pretty much the same stuff as the other class had, and it looks like it actually now is opened up, so they must have just opened it up. So and then we'll go into module 2, and one of the extra trainings I need you to do, but I'm going to probably go back on it just a little bit, give you a little more time, is this auto lift safety. This auto lift safety is a great program that'll teach you about using the lifts in the shop and correct procedures for lifting. And it is put together by some old timers. Mr. Petty, he was an old NASCAR racer, and his son Kyle. So it's kind of fun to see from when it was, when I used to watch them as a kid. But that kind of gives you the idea, and you see how it's got hoisting, and we'll be playing it by ear. I'm not, I put some of the stuff out there, but I'm not going to get you, stressed out over it. And we go into the next week, we start talking about tools and maintenance on cars and stuff like that. One of the great classes about this too is you don't have to have a book. And before we would always have a book. This is a no book class. So I'm hoping that you'll enjoy the class as we go along. I know I didn't ask you to, but I'm still in the instructor part. If you do on yours, it's not open. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the share for right now. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to get with me at the inbox, and I'll be more than happy. And I look forward to meeting you on Tuesday, 8 a.m. sharp. Don't forget to be there. Everybody shows up. All right. Take care now, and we'll talk more later. Bye for now.